Hello, we're Sarah Platanitis and Nick O'Malley from Mass Live, and we were the Western Mass Best of Mass breakfast judges, and we're here to talk about the results of the contest, which went up earlier Tuesday morning, which is today. And here we have the results. Our winner, of course, was Christina's up in Belchertown, which is a really fun little cafe, bakery / breakfast place that we just loved. Partners came in second. They're in Feeding Hills. They just reopened late 2015. Great renovations. It's another wonderful spot. Copperline and Chicopee came in third. It's more of like a kind of a classic, like Greasy Spoon in a good way diner sort of place, which just to be clear, all four of these places were great. They're just each great in their own ways. Copperline had that appeal, and Memos was by far the biggest of the four. It was a much bigger restaurant, and it came with much bigger sizes. It came in last in our judging, but like it easily could have won given how the cards fell in I think the final four.
Yeah, like easily all of these were like points apart from each other. So nobody say like, oh my God, Memos is the best. They're all great. They really are. It's just that we had to go on what our criteria was, and this is how it shook out.
The big thing for me was the fact that each of these places was really good in its own way. They all did something much better than the rest. They all stood out in their own ways. Christina's probably had my favorite food item of the whole competition. They had an option for the toast where you could get their homemade bread, nice and buttered. And we got the Italian bread and we got cranberry bread as toast. And it did something remarkable. It made me like something made with cranberries, which is a whole lot like getting a mountain lion to like a bowl of fruit salad. It doesn't happen. Partners, Sarah in particular, you were really big on the decor. They have this really nice map motif and like old school, or is it old school? You just
it's very vintage inspired, and compared to the pre-fire, and they had a fire in September 2014. It was an electrical fire. They moved to West Springfield, and now they've renovated. It took them 15 months, but they've reopened. They had a soft opening in the wintertime, and it really, you walk in, and it's actually, aside from the food, just to go in and check it out, to see the maps on the walls and the state vintage plates and all kinds of great stuff. I mean, they have super cool, counter stools that are like that vintage, sparkle blue, very retro. Almost reminds you of like those rides at the Biggie when you were a kid, just like cool stuff. But their food was fantastic. It was just literally just points in between.
Also of note, and this comes up in the comments a lot whenever we do any of these contests, the pricing, partners, we try to get the same thing in each place. The menu items didn't match up perfectly, so some specials priced a little better a certain way because for Christina's, for example, we had to get a side of home fries. Other places we had to get 2 pancakes. Partners, they had really good prices. All the specials went the right way. They had the lowest total bill out of all the places. So if for people that are asking what had the best price, it was Partners.
And a lot of places had great portions. So, I mean, even if the price was a little high, which a lot of them were just within a few dollars of each other, all of them, you could easily split whatever you ordered with a friend or a family member.
Memos in particular was the one that had I was waiting for one of these places to just kind of blow me away with like, oh, here's a giant pancake, here's a giant omelet, had fun finishing it. That was definitely Memos. We got the steak bomb omelet, which it came to the table, it was just like a continent of eggs and toppings and meat and mushrooms and peppers. It was wonderful. And they also have the biggest pancakes.
Yeah, like vinyl record type size, easily.
Yeah, and I've been there a couple times, and the thing that always stood out to me, like their wait staff is wonderful. We're talking about Pat, who's she described herself as a tenured waitress.
Tenured waitress.
And it's just talk about how long each of the wait staff has been there. And
the person that's been there the least has been there 5 years.
Yeah, she just pointed to one of the younger waitresses and said, "Oh, she's only been here for 5 years, so yeah, she's."
But everyone was super nice. Walking in the kitchen was great. It was really a nice experience at Memos for sure.
Yep. And Copperline, the one we haven't gone to yet, they had the one thing they really had that was fantastic. They had the best home fries.
And the hash was good too.
The hash was really good. We had it in omelet form. That was a really good omelet.
That was good.
Mostly because it was really good hash. But the thing that stood apart is the home fries, because you're going to get that with so many things.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can you don't have to do awesome. You can still have a good breakfast meal, but at Copperline, that was fantastic.
They did it awesome. constantly.
And they have almost exclusively all booth spots, which I'm all about. I'm all about booths.
There's plenty of room. There's, you know, you can still go with a one person or group of four for a four top, but they had places where you could, like, you know, 6 people could go, or you could combine and add chairs, and there was plenty of room. And they have a huge parking lot, which when you drive by, you're like, oh wait, you see, and you're like, that's not the biggest parking lot, but it's next to, it's on the other side of the restaurant, and there's plenty, there's an expanse. So.
And one other thing I think you mentioned that other people were asking about was the coffee. I believe the grades in the videos that I put for the coffee were okay, good, and really good. It was Christina's that got the really good grade. Their coffee kind of stood out as like, oh, that's really good coffee. I think they were the one place that had multiple options. I believe they had like 8 different coffees available.
Yeah, they did.
We just got the house blend because I'm kind of a boring coffee drinker, oddly enough, of all things. But so I stuck to having my first cup black, and then worked at some cream to try and get a range of coffee tastes. Also, I was really tired. Or the second day at least.
Yep.
That's what happens when you stay up all night covering sports, and then, oh, yeah, we're getting coffee? Yeah, let's do that. I think it was at Partners that we left to take photos, came back, the waitress said, oh, that's too cold, I'll get you a new one, and I chugged Sarah's coffee while she wasn't looking.
You did.
So I believe that's the bulk of kind of what we had for the results for Best of Mass. This is one of the few, it's happened a couple times where the Best of Mass, our winner matched up with the People's Choice winner, which this time was also Christina's.
Right.
They had a real strong push among their readers to get the vote out, especially late in the contest, but they kind of wrote it throughout. And Partners, which kind of snuck in with the last spot, kind of at the buzzer. They were another group restaurant that kind of rallied their
patrons. And it's really important that I know people are like, oh, it's a popularity contest, but it's really not. It's your, you know, fans of these eateries. You're getting out there, you're voting. You know, businesses are encouraging their fans to vote, their customers to vote, and it's like, you know, modern day word of mouth, except it's online. And you know, by the time we get to the final 4, you know, you guys have helped us, and a lot of times, you know, the People's Choice winner is spot on, and our rankings are spot on. You know, we can't wait to go back to these places. You know, it's not like we just do like a one and done. We like going back, and we like, you know, trying it out again. And you know, in enough time, we're going to repeat the breakfast contest, and we're going to see how does this stand. You know, we did that with burgers, and you know, we'll do that. We did that with pizza. We'll do that again with breakfast, but we need a little time because we have to digest still.
Yeah, it's going to take a few months between this breakfast binge and when we try to do something like this again.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for our breakfast debate coverage.
I think so.
All right, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for to Mass Live for more breakfast and our next Best of Mass contest.